What's up, girls?
So we are streaming not only on our YouTube channel, but I'll be bringing you behind the scenes.
Hi, Linda. So it looks like we have 2 people. What are you doing?
Double streaming.
Go away. Hi, Jackie. We'll just give this a second and see how many girls come to play. So, oh, no, wrong way. See, guys? Woman Cave. Jackie, did you get my card for Scott? Not as of, did we get, no, we didn't get a card from Jackie. Not as of today. But we will check tomorrow in the box and see if it comes tomorrow. We didn't actually have any mail today. It might be actually down there because the box was empty, which is weird. So it might be down there. But we're not going to leave until Saturday morning, like with the crows, roosters, or whatever animal that is that wakes us up in the morning. So it might be there. It might be there. And like I said, our mail guy comes really late sometimes. So it could be in the box, and I just missed it when I came home tonight. Maybe I'll send Mr. Andy downstairs to go check the box again. If I can trust him to take his keys with him. We have been locked out of our apartment once tonight. So, Girl Cave. So, girls, I wanted to do this for a couple of reasons. One, so that we had a safe place for all of us to come and visit about things Camaro and things non-Camaro and anything that we wanted to talk about just as women. That maybe we didn't feel comfortable talking about online with the boys. Sometimes there's just stuff that comes up that you're just, like seems simple to them, but doesn't seem simple to us. And, you might feel like it's a dumb question that you don't want to bring up in front of them, but you really want to know the answer to it. And I want you guys to feel like it's something that you can bring up. So I want you to be able to talk about those kind of things on Girl Cave. And if I don't know the answer, if I haven't experienced it, or I don't know the answer right off the top of my head, then I probably know where to go to get it. So I'll find it and bring it to the next Girl Cave, or put it out online, or just one off it and get it to you guys if it's super important and something that needs to be addressed quickly, if it's time sensitive. Also, and that's for topics that are Camaro girl owner and operated girls. We also have girls out there that are passengers that don't understand why their guys get on this every week. They don't understand why they run off to car shows every weekend. They don't understand why they want to take, hi Jan. They don't understand why they want to take vacation time and go on these crazy car trips. They don't get it. So we want them to be able to get on and learn some more about why. We also want them to learn a little bit about us as females in this sport, in this genre, and, to see why we're enthusiasts in this as well, because I'm sure if we were to take a poll and ask some of the guys' wives, what they thought of the girls that are out there, us, we would probably not come across in a very positive light. Um, I'm pretty sure we come across as track rats and all kinds of not so friendly girls that are trying to take their men and doing all kinds of skeezy stuff and driving these cars and we're not like that. We're moms. We're wives. We're girlfriends. We're grandmothers. We're somebody's daughter. We're respectable people in our communities. We're members of churches. There's we hold positions in our communities that are, respectable. I mean, I don't know what you guys do as Andy, seriously. um we need for these women to know that we're just like them, but our hobbies are not normal hobbies that most women hold. We like to crawl underneath cars. We like to do things that are a little different from what other girls do. It doesn't make us different. We still put on makeup. Yes, I do actually clean up. We do all kinds of crazy things that girls still do, maybe just not on the regular. We still wear jewelry. We still put on dresses. We still do everything that girls do. We just do some stuff that some girls don't do. But we still cook, we still clean, we still change diapers, we still do all that stuff. So I want them to know that we are like them in more ways than they know. And if they got to know us, they might actually like to come out to some of the car meets every now and then and maybe teach them some things so that they can be a little helpful. Even if it's just taking the things that they do on the daily at home, transferring that over to how it would help coming out to a car show. Like, what kind of things can you do to pack up, to bring out to a car show, to make the car show more comfortable for you and your family when you come out? What kind of things can you pack in a cooler? How can you pack the trunk of a Camaro so that you can utilize the space? I mean, these are things that, let's face it, ladies, most of the guys do not get. If you look in the trunk of a Camaro that belongs to an owned and operated by a female, and you look in the trunk next to it that's owned and operated by a guy, there is a huge difference. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Because I can tell you that if you look at Andy's trunk and you look in my trunk, you are going to get a totally different story. Andy is always in my trunk. Baby, did you bring this? Baby, where's this? Can I borrow this? It's just the way it goes. When Andy's trunk is packed perfectly, either I packed it or his mama packed it. So that's just how it goes. And if we can get their wives or their girlfriends involved, then maybe we can have a better experience for him and definitely a better experience for her. And then, we get looked at in a little bit of a better light as well. I don't like explaining myself at car shows all the time. Like, I hate it when people come up and are like, "Why do you do this?" I got a lot to do. It takes me 3 hours to clean my wheels. It's gonna take me 4.5 if I have to keep answering that 16 times. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. What do you guys think? Blow up my thing, I'll put my glasses back on so I can see. Right on, Jan, right on. Driver owner, PAAT district governor for South Texas. See? No parking lot rat there. Rotary Club, human trafficking. See, like, I'm sure if you girls started rattling off what you do for, when you're not in your Camaros, would blow people's minds. Blow their minds. Yes. Yes, Linda. Oh my god, yes. Okay, so very gothic. I'm sure you guys notice I'm always wearing black. I have toned it down a little bit over the years. Um, when I bought Onyx, you guys who have seen her probably noticed she's a little gothic herself, covered in bats and whatnot, Grim Reapers and yada yada yada. Um, she was supposed to be murdered out, completely black. That was it. That's how I wanted her. That was the way this was going to work out. I spent the first 6 months of our lives together answering questions that were, "Hey, does your dad know you have" this is when the 2010 came out, very, very, like, went and bought one right off the bat. "Does your dad know you have his car? Does your husband know you have his car? Does your boyfriend know?" Any kind of male figure that could possibly have been in my life when that car came out, brother, boyfriend, father, neighbor, whatever, does he know you have his car? What? What? I came up with some pretty creative, usually not repeatable in public things to repeat back to people when they asked me stuff like that. Right, Linda? It got old. So I took off my bows, front and back, and marched their little behinds down to the local painter and had them painted pink. I thought, okay, I could deal with that. You can barely probably see that they're there. I was absolutely right. You could barely see that they were pink. It went on to, I had the emblems painted to, you guys have now seen my car. It is 100% black and pink. Like, so much for the car being murdered. Had to put the bats on it because it all of a sudden didn't look very gothic anymore. So she is now who she is today, my beautiful little Miss Onyx. And I am who I am today, and everybody associates the two of us together. I can go places without her, and they ask me where she's at. And if she's sitting in a parking lot all by her own self, people come up to people and they're like, "Hey, where's Tonja? I see Onyx, why, but I don't see Tonja." So we are one and the same, I guess. But it is annoying when people want to know, even today, and she's so pink. They wanna know sometimes, brand new people when I go places wanna know, especially with the ZL1, whose car it was, and it's just like, "Come on now, really? Really? Line up at the light with me and I'll show you whose car it is." But, my husband actually of 30 years, really didn't want anything to do with my sickness or whatever you call this. Um
Ex-husband.
He at the time, my ex-husband, Andy, is yelling from the other room, "Ex-husband." Yes, baby, my ex-husband, he was my husband at the time. Um, he didn't like this. We even took on a truck, for him to take out to shows. He still got really, really aggro about it. But we are obviously no longer married for multiple reasons. Friends, but not married. Um, it just, he wasn't into this kind of stuff. And I wasn't going to give it up. That's not the reason we're divorced, but um, we just we couldn't find a common thing. He liked way different things than I did, and my fascination with Camaros was not one of them. And I did not have a fascination for going out and killing animals. See, Linda, you're right. I pull up in a 2010 Aqua Blue that's loud, 500 horsepower, and get asked, "Where's Anthony?" He's at home cleaning the house. Um, so yeah, there's a power in this. There's a lot more girls in this enthusiast-driven hobby now. So it's a little less hard to deal with, but it is still hard to deal with. So um, Jan put, she's single for 40 years. Since her divorce, Camaro helped her get her mojo back, 100%. Um, you guys all know Andy and I met because of Camaro. We actually knew each other way before we even started dating. So we just kind of crossed paths again. Um, Interesting stories come about because of that beautiful car behind us, and it creates family. It creates family that you get to pick, not family that's chosen for you. And sometimes that's a family that is better than the family that you're given. So I wouldn't change my Camely for anything in the world. Um, I love my blood family too, but they don't sometimes understand why I do the things that I do. Um, Not all of them. My immediate family, my parents do because they have sicknesses similar to mine, but a lot of the rest of the family does not get it. Right, Linda? 35 years. I've got some peeps like that too. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Common ground, 100%. Um, and one of my favorite bands is Citizen Soldier. And they have this really cool song where he talks about like one of the best therapists he has is hanging in his home. It's his four walls, it's his ceiling. And for me, I think um, one of the best therapy avenues that I had through a lot of things that I've been through was Onyx. I could go sit in my car, whether I was driving it or not, depending on what my issue was, because there was a rule in my household that depending on what was wrong, you didn't turn the key because that became dangerous. So, depending on what was ailing whoever was in the car, you could or could not turn the key. So, but just sitting in her sometimes was the best therapy you could have. She could turn my whole day around and keep me from doing something that would change not only my life, but everybody in my life's lives. So people can say whatever they want. That huge piece of metal that's sitting in the garage um, is more than just a paperweight. So that got dark fast. Let's change that. I want Girl Cave to be a safe place. I want it to be a place where you girls can come and pretty much talk about whatever you want. I want it to be someplace that you can come and ask whatever questions you need to ask, be it about the car or anything. I do the same. I could have the worst day and come home and take my car for a drive and vent. Yep. And you can tell the car anything and it just won't repeat it. It's awesome. Onyx is a good listener. Um, so let's be there to help each other. Let's be there to help the non-drivers. One of the fun things that we did in Heartland Camaros, one of the clubs that was in Kansas, um, was we had a girl group, Heartland Camaro girls. And one of the things that we used to do once a year, at least, was we would take the girl group out, and all of the girl drivers would passenger one of the non-drivers. So we would grab a wife from one of the men who did not drive, who did not own their own car, and put them in the passenger seat. And we would go to a show in Alva. And it was just a girl show. We took, for us, it was just a girl show. It ended up becoming a both show, but for a few years, it was just a girl show. And we would grab one of the passengers from one of the men and pretty much kidnap them, passenger them into one of the girl-driven cars, and we would all go on a trip together and take them with us so that they could experience it through our eyes without their husbands or boyfriends or whomever, and that was a lot of fun. So, maybe we can do that through the cave, maybe we can't because of the geographical spread of where we're at, but eventually, I'd like to see us be able to have a get together and do something like that. Um, so I want us to be able to educate each other, be able to share. There's survival tips that we definitely can share with each other, that go way back. Some of us that have been around here for a few years might remember some of those crazy survival tips that we used to get taught. Like, not too many people wear pantyhose anymore, but I know that I still keep a pair handy every now and then. But did you girls know that if you bust a timing belt, a serpentine, that you can pull off a pair of pantyhose or take them out of the package brand new because most of us don't wear them anymore, and run that through, and that can get you off the road to the closest garage to safety so that you can buy a new one and put it in there correctly. There are some crazy things like that that you can do that only a girl can do because, how many but well, okay, maybe today this might be, but how many men have pantyhose? Not very many. So, there are tons of things like that, hairpins, there's, like, all kinds of things that only we have on our person that can save our behinds when we're stranded on the side of the road that they don't have at their disposal, but we do. So stuff like that that we can share with each other and help each other out. Maybe in their glove box. Maybe. Um, I mean, I know Andy has a bunch of stuff in his glove box now because, I've been in his car. Um, he's got tampons and stuff like that, crazy stuff hiding in his car somewhere. So if he ever has to stop a gun wound or anything, he might be able to. um, we can talk about dumb things like, how to still look, feel, and smell like a girl at car shows or at the track. When, let's face it, that's not always an easy task when you're sweating like a pig. Um, you know, I work just as hard, if not harder, prepping my car for a show or sitting in my car on the track as the next guy. But that doesn't mean I want to smell like him or look like him. I still want to look pretty and I still want to not smell like a goat. So, there's things that we can do so that we can take care of that and still be a girl. Um, so, just things like that that we can share with each other. Eating and drinking on the run so that we're not throwing McDonald's down our gullet while we're on the road. Like, I don't know about you girls, but at my age, I can't keep eating like that, or I'm going to be as wide as my 5th gen. I don't want hips like Onyx. I really don't. And if I keep eating the junk that's on the sides of the road while we're on trips, that's my fate. I'm going to have 5th gen hips. Don't want them. um, Dressing cute in the car world. You can still dress cute in the car world. We can still glitter and still be in, car stuff. I've got Gas Monkey shirts that shine and sparkle, and they're still Gas Monkey. Um, I'm a girl. I'm still a girl. I still want to look like a girl, but I still want to wear a garage shirt and sweats and be comfortable. And I want stuff that isn't going to scratch my car when I'm working on it. Let's see, Linda. Okay, I'm going to start driving my 2010 is awesome, but now I have the 2024. A question. It's probably stupid. There are no stupid questions. 0. Um, but I have to ask. I don't want to ask my husband and feel stupid. Can somebody explain it? Okay. Question. I have to let my hair go platinum and get it trimmed and glazed every 6 weeks. Rev match. Okay. Rev match. Okay, I refuse. Let it be known, ladies. We were late last night because my hair was getting dyed black because of my roots, ladies. My roots. Andy did not get us back in time after putting the mods on the 24 for me to get my hair dyed and rinsed out. So we were late because we spent too much time on the 24. Okay, rev match, go. What's the question about the rev match? So rev match is only on 6 speeds, right? There is no rev match on the automatics. So first off, Linda does the car have a clutch? I hate the delay on this. Like, yay! Okay, first, I am so proud of you for being able to even handle the man pedal. That is, yay! Where's my hearts? There they are. That's awesome. I totally missed the manual. Next car is definitely going to be a manual. So the rev match basically happens when you downshift. Um, I will. I have your email, don't I, Linda? I'll send you like the whole description of what happens and everything and why. Okay. I'll send you the whole description of what happens and why. Somebody else asked me this a couple of months, a guy actually. So don't feel embarrassed. A guy actually asked me about this. He couldn't figure out why it was not happening for him, but he wasn't he was trying to get it to happen while he was shifting up, and it's not. It happens when you're shifting down. So I will, like, explain, like, the whys and what happens and everything and send it to you in an email.
And you got to turn it on.
Yes, there is a button for that, so it has to actually be activated. Obviously, you figured that much out. And no, I don't. Hey, Andy.
Paddle shifter on the left hand side.
No, no, we know where it's at. 2010s didn't have it, right? That didn't come out until like
Only 6 gens.
6. Hmm?
Only 6 gens.
Yeah, that came out with the 6 gens. Yeah. So the 5th gens didn't have it. There was a 62 Studebaker GT, 4 on the floor, bucket seats. I was gear jamming at an early age. Okay, so my mother, bless her, I love that woman to death, would not let me get my driver's license unless I could take the test, or well, they let me take the test in an automatic, but um, I was not allowed to get my driver's license until I could learn how to drive a stick shift. So we only had, I think we only had one car that was an automatic, and it was hers. But all the rest of the cars in the family were stick. Um, I also had to know how to work on the cars before I was able to go get my driver's license. So my parents were very adamant about that. Needless to say, I didn't get my driver's license until I was like a senior or something like that in high school. I didn't need it where I lived, really. So I was a late driver's license person, but I was driving because my friends had cars and I was driving their cars, but without a license. I'm sure my parents already know this, but so I lived in California and I had to know all kinds of stuff that most kids today probably don't even know exist. And now I have a CDL. So um, if it's got wheels, I can move it. And I found out after I met Andy, it doesn't even have to have wheels because he taught me how to ride a jet ski, and that doesn't have wheels. So, it's pretty crazy because a lot of the younger generation cannot drive a manual. It is insane to me how many of my own daughter can't drive a manual. Not because I didn't try to teach her, she just had no drive to learn. Um, and they're so easy to drive today. The girls that are on here right now that know how to drive a manual vehicle, that were around back in the day and drove the cars from, or maybe just have had the opportunity to have driven an older vehicle. Tell me how much easier it is to drive like one of the Camaros today versus something from like the 70s or the 80s. Oh my goodness, you can shift one of the ZL1s today with 2 fingers. And before you had to like get your whole ass 2 hands into it to get those things into gear. It's crazy. And they practically drive themselves now. And they tell you when to shift. So you literally could teach yourself how to drive right off the lot. Anthony taught me how to drive a stick on his 68 Camaro before we were married. Wow. So that was not a tight not a tight pattern at all. And no power steering probably either. It is a good it is a good theft deterrent. You are absolutely right. If you have a manual car, they may break in, but they ain't moving it. Yep, no power steering, exactly. They're so much more fun. It it is it is rough on long trips in traffic. I do not miss long trips in traffic because your leg gets super tired from holding the clutch in. But I'll tell you what, I had boy, my left leg was gorgeous. Looked like I went to the gym every day. My right leg looked like it forgot to go with it, but, yeah, I had a really nice left leg from clutching that car. So, anyways, stories like that, girls, that we can share with each other and just, teach each other stuff. If you live near each other, things like that. Like if you live near somebody who doesn't know how to drive a stick and wants to learn how to drive a stick, girls help each other out. That's what we're here for. Um, you know, lean on each other, be there for each other, do these things for each other. Tonight is basically just a meet and greet, kind of get to know each other and give you guys an idea of what girl time can be, um, and what this is here for you girls to get to know each other. I know not a whole lot of people probably knew about it yet for tonight, and we'll hopefully I'll be able to get a little more time on our normal Wednesday night greets, to talk to the boys and see if they'll let their girls sign on so that they, can get a little more involved. Some of the men probably won't let their women come on, but some of them will probably be really happy to have their wives have a little better understanding of what they do, in hopes that they'll get to do it a little more often because maybe their wives or their girlfriends will come with them, or just feel a little bit better about why they're gone. So who knows? We can keep them entertained when they come out. Um, I want us to be able to talk about like life happenings, like what's going on in your life. Jan just had some pretty serious surgery that is, girl surgery. She had to take the girls in and get some maintenance done. And so she's obviously on here, so things are going well, and we're keeping a close eye on her to make sure that that stays going well. Jan, everything's going good, I hope. Fun things like nails, makeup hacks, just those kind of things. Like we are girls, let's just stay doing that. I love to get my nails done. Uh, Sometimes I just rip them off and don't do anything with them during car season. Sometimes I keep them on during it just depends. Depends on how seriously we compete. This year, I don't think we're gonna be doing a whole lot of competition, so I will probably have some, pretty gnarly looking Camaro nails through this car season. They're Easter bunnies right now. But I do some pretty gnarly Camaro nails when car season comes up. Ellie used to take pictures with my nails every year at Camaro Fest. It was crazy. um, Makeup tricks, all that kind of stuff. Believe it or not, I know I look like most of the time a hot mess when we get on here because we're usually doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I do clean up pretty well. For years, I did makeup and hair and all kinds of stuff. Way back in the 80s, I was Miss California. So that part of my life for 10, 15 years or so, I was forced to wear all that stuff. and always be in the camera and public eye. So I do know a thing or two about some tricks and stuff when it comes to that kind of stuff. So anybody needs any fun tips for that, I definitely have a bunch of that. I can tell you how to pack. I can tell you how to do all kinds of crazy stuff when it comes to traveling, um, hair hacks, all kinds of stuff. So I know we have a ton of people on here that can definitely contribute with those kinds of things. So let's share all of those kinds of secrets with each other. and and girl stuff. Just girl stuff. It does not have to be all cars. Um Jan, too vain to let mine go. Jeep French tips. What are Jeep French tips? Is this like decorated Jeep, like beep beep Jeep? Or is this something? Because I used to get my nails done Jeep too. I'll start posting some of those. I had some crazy Jeep nails too. I would go back and forth. It was like Jeep nails and then Camaro season would start and they would go Camaro. Because my other crazy passion is a gladiator that's sitting outside. I love to off road. My gladiator is the complete opposite of my Camaro. It is scratched so bad. People look at my gladiator and are like, oh my God, can you drive? Yes, I can. All over trails. It's got all kinds of badges of honor and stuff on it. Those scratches are pinstripes. And if you're a Jeep girl, you know what that means. Um, so how to pack the Camaro, how to pack the humans so that they can go in the Camaro, because you girls know when you pack your Camaro, um, she or he takes up most of the space in your Camaro. You might get one seat to pack yourself. That's typically how that goes. My car takes up almost every inch of her space just to get herself there. And then I get one little tiny bag that usually fits on the floor behind the driver's seat, and that's my stuff. So that's why I'm usually raggedy looking, because I got like 2 changes of clothes and like room for lipstick and eyeliner, and that's it. Ooh, Camaro sneakers. Yay, Gypsy. You're gonna have to share those. We wanna see what those look like. That sounds fun. Um, Arts and crafts. If anybody is arts and crafty, that's another thing that girls are good at and boys don't usually are very good at. I love to do arts and crafts. So lots of Camaro arts and crafty stuff. From jewelry to, you'll see one of my latest creations Saturday when we give it to Scott. Fun stuff like that. Tons and tons and tons of stuff like that that's arts and crafty with Camaro. Um, what else? Ooh, collectibles. I am a glass and metal artist. Hmm. That is not something I know how to do, Jan. You and I need to become friends. So, Camaro wear, um, memorabilia, Hot Wheels, collectibles, those kinds of things, trading those kinds of things. That's stuff we can talk about on here. Sweats, girls. I'm in sweats. Sweats. I'm not very girly either. I can be. I can be. I can be, but I choose not to be most of the time. I have a closet full of high heel shoes. I think Andy's seen me in them twice. Ooh, Disney. I love me some Disney. I just found out that every year for the last 25 years, they have a goth day at the Disney in Anaheim. I am so taking my daughter. And then, of course, upcoming events. I would love, love, love. Obviously, Andy and I love to travel. I would love to meet as many of you as I possibly can get my arms around. I am a hugger. So I would love to get to as many of the areas that you guys live in and see you guys, or get to as many shows as I can. Camaro Fest, obviously, would be a good place to meet quite a few of you. If a lot of you are going to go there, you can come find us. I don't know how far away from our tent we will be able to get since we're judging. So we probably won't be able to walk around too terribly much to visit, but we will certainly be able to visit if you come visit us. And we should have some big, huge flags sticking up, so we shouldn't be hard to find if they get here on time. Linda, as soon as we have our show date picked, maybe you can take the trip to Long Island.
Mhm.
That's not too far. That's not too far at all.
Jackie wants to know what your shirt says.
What's your shirt say? Oh, my shirt says, okay, let's see if we can get my big fat butt up here. Camaro Fest. Oh, that moves, yeah. Camaro Fest.
It's backwards.
And it's studded, like little rhinestoney things. This was, I don't know, 5 or 6 Camaro Fests ago. I can't remember. Let's see, we've been together. It's 5 Camaro Fests ago, I think, is when this was. Andy just can't stay out of my junk, so he's back here messing around. I do. I like blingy stuff like this. NEOCC is another organization that we belong to, and Prez and his beautiful wife sent me an NEOCC shirt that says NEOCC on it, and it's blingy like this too. I'm like super like, yay! I can't wait to wear it. It's still sitting in the closet, and I haven't gotten to wear it yet. All right, I am thinking about buying merch on website. If you would take with y'all to Scott to sign for me for my April 19th birthday, will you do for me? Absolutely, Jan. We'd be happy to. We see Scott as much as we can. He's about a 6-hour drive from us. For now, we're still looking for our forever home. But for now, he is 6 hours from us, which doesn't seem to be nothing to us to drive these days. But as of right now, we make that 6-hour drive to go see him. We make that 6-hour drive to go see Morgan and Jess. We make that 6-hour drive to go see another one of my friends that I've known for like 24 years. So yeah, we really enjoy our time with Scott. He's become family. Let's see. Gypsy makes wine. Girls, we have like such a diverse group of ladies here. We are all going to have to just come up with like a cave get together for the girls and just all get together and hang out. Nationals, yep. Yep, we'll be at Nationals for sure. Barbies. Gypsy, I used to collect Barbies. Like, do you collect the ones that are like in the Do you collect them all or just the collectibles? I used to work for Toys R Us, so I had all these crazy ladies that came in, like, the day they came out and had to get them, and so it gave me the bug, and I started collecting them. And so then I started collecting the ones that, came in misshipped, like, we would get them and they were supposed to have gone to Japan or somewhere else, or they came in with the wrong packaging or any kinda crazy thing like that, and I would collect those. And I got tired of dragging them around, so I sold my entire collection. I did keep a couple of them. Camaro Nationals. Now the only thing I collect are those, my Hot Wheels. And those are the ones that I don't know if any of you were on when we first talked about the Hot Wheels. They're in tubs. They are all still in their paper. Those are not, because whenever I bought them, if there were 2 or more, I immediately took one out of the paper and drove it around whatever store we were in like a crazy little toddler. And then the other one stayed in the paper to come home and go in. And if there were way more than 2, then I bought usually whatever I could find on the shelf. But one of them came out of the paper. That one usually was the one that was on those crazy little shelves that I made, were all over my house. There's only 2 of them in there right now, and they were down low so that my grandson could touch, because he wasn't allowed to touch anything else, but I wanted him to be able to touch. And so those were the ones he could touch. So that was the way that I was able to keep him to be able to experience Camaros, but not be like, you can look, but you can't touch. I wanted him to be able to touch. What vehicles are you taking? To which, Jackie? Okay, Gypsy. Come in the building and say hi at Nationals. Linda, Gypsy, come in the building and say hi at Nationals. We have caves in Texas. Jan, I'm not sure what we have, a something beginning. Retype that because it got all messed up. I can't really tell what you're trying to say. How many grandkids do you have and how old? So I have kind of a weird story. I have one child from my previous marriage, and then we took on 2 that belonged to a family member. And so I kind of have them and their children too. So my one daughter has 3 children, and they are 11, 4, and my little wee bit is, I think he's 8 or 9 months old now. He was born in July of last year. He's so big, so big. He just cut teeth. So I have those 3. Those are my blood babies. The other 2 are my daughter's cousins, and each one of them has 3 kids each as well. So got a mess of them. Yeah, I did all the holiday Barbies. Those were crazy. I think the ones that I kept were, like, I think I kept Ursula, Maleficent. I kept some of the Native Americans, the Barbies, the Puerto Rican doll, because I'm Puerto Rican. And I think there was a couple of them that my daughter really liked, and we kept those. But those are the only ones that we kept. All of the rest of them went. And I got they go for pretty good money. I was pretty shocked. Ooh, Ooh, one on the way. When is the one on the way due? All right, girls, we got 6 of you in here and 3 likes. Somebody jump on that like button, please. Bat caves in Texas. There's a lot of bat caves in Texas. There's a lot of bat caves all over the Midwest. Austin at dusk every day. Oh, that's so amazing. I don't remember which caves. Mm, what were they called? It's gonna drive me crazy. I have patches on one of my backpacks that I used to take with me everywhere. But there's a what is it called? Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy. But I did get to do that once, and you just, like, lay down and they just oh, it was so cool. So cool. And they just come out and go, like, right over the top of you. You can, like, feel the air from their wing. Oh, it was so neat. You can hear their little squeak. I love bats. Guys, this was I love bats. If I could own one, I would totally own 6, but apparently they're illegal, so I keep saying I'm gonna, like, go somewhere where I can work with them or whatever, but I never do. It's not a like, I was gothic and I let no. I was gothic because I love that animal. That's that's kinda how that happened. It wasn't, "Oh, I was gothic and I loved bats because I was gothic." No, it was the other way around. I've loved bats since I was a little girl. Due in July. Yay, that's my birthday month. That's a good month. The clouds of bats that come up, showing radar the clouds. Oh, they're so cool. They're so cool. I told Andy that when we finally do get our house, I want a bat box. We see them here around our apartment every now and then. They get lost or something and they come around here and eat the bugs around our lights. I know, I love Maleficent too. She's my favorite. Um, but yeah, I told him, I said, "I want a bat box. As soon as we get a house, you have to build me a bat box so that I can have my very own little bat." They are good for eating skeeters and all kinds of other nasty little buggies. I wish they would eat spiders. Ugh, I don't like spiders. I don't mind buggies. I really don't mind buggies. I don't mind snakes. I don't mind any of all those little creepy crawly things. But if you have more than 4 legs, you're out. I can't do you. You gotta go. No spiders. I keep saying I'm gonna put a bat box out on our patio or whatever that thing is, our deck. And Andy doesn't think the apartment complex would be very happy about me drawing bats into the apartment. Stink bugs. I have not seen a stink bug here. We had them in Oklahoma, but I have not seen one here since I moved here. Ooh, bat box. They're not real hard to make. My daughter and I made them when she was younger, and we had them in our backyard in Kansas. The Jan, this is driving me crazy. I cannot think of the name of the caves that we went to and did that. Oh, this is gonna make me crazy. I've been to a couple of them. We went to another one in Missouri, but they didn't come out like that. You could see the poop inside, but it's so they do so many people through that cave that you just don't see them very often. Oh, I'm making a mess on the table. Um, oh, any day. Ugh, roaches. No, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. I will find it and I will let you know. I will let you know. I have a bunch of like, obviously I bought a bunch of stuff from it. And Onyx has a big bat that hangs in her trunk that's wearing a t-shirt from where it was. So, um, when I get the car out, I'll definitely be able to tell you where it was for sure. It's gonna drive me crazy. It is absolutely gonna drive me crazy. All right, girls. So does anybody have anything they want to talk about? Is there any questions anybody has that I can answer for them or find answers for you out? Rev match, I will get that to you. I should write that down or I will forget. I'm old and I forget things very easily. I'm going to send an email on Rev match. When I worked downtown, parking garage had bats that pooped on my Camaro. Oh, I love bats, but don't poop on my Camaro. Tires. We can talk about tires. What do you want to know about tires, Dance Monkey? I know I don't want Pirelli. Okay. Okay, I got rid of my Pirellis super fast. Can I tell you how many burnouts I did to get rid of the Pirellis? You know, when kids are like, burn them up. I was like, heck yeah, here we go. And then when I got rid of them and got like decent tires on my car and they're like, burn them up. I'm like, you paying for my new wheels? You know, hate the Pirellis. I know a lot of people who like those. Not so much. Stink bugs. Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Have you seen stink bugs around here?
Yes. A few, very rare though.
Huh. I haven't seen any since I moved here.
They're around, but we get one like that was Chinese bug now.
Well, yeah, those Chinese bugs are everywhere though, baby. But I haven't seen a stink bug since I moved from Oklahoma. Um, the girls are saying that they've seen them in South Jersey, but I've not seen them here. Okay. Rev match email. Okay. All right. We're going to talk about tires. Don't you see you are lucky stink bugs out of South Jersey? Okay, so you know what? I'm just not. No, I am going to go there. I don't know about lucky because we can go back and forth with the whole South Jersey, North Jersey thing. And I can jump out here and say it because I'm not from Jersey originally. I'm relocated. I'm a transplant. And I've only been to South Jersey a few times. And I have noticed, so everybody that's from North Jersey will now hate my guts. And okay. I have noticed that the people in South Jersey are more friendly and more well-mannered than they are in North Jersey. I don't know if that's your guys' experience, but that's my experience coming from the Midwest and getting transplanted into the East Coast. Take it or leave it. I'm not saying anything nasty or mean. That's just my observation. So I had 2 sets 2. I had 2 sets, 2, count them, 1, 2. I had 2 sets of tires for Onyx when I got rid of my Pirellis. I had a set of tires that I used to drag race, which went on my stock rims, and then I got her rims that she has on now, um, that, um well, I guess I did have 3, so I guess my fingers weren't lying. Um, so I had 3 sets of tires, 2 rims. I had winter tires that were all weather because I drove my car. My Camaro was a daily for me for several years. And so I had winter tires and then I had summer tires. My winter tires were all weather. They had that little thing that pushed the water and stuff out away from the tires that were super expensive. And this is ladies way back in 2010 when the car first came out. So I think it was 2012 when those came out. The all-weather tires that had the rerouting of water and ice and stuff. Um, and I want to say those were good years. And then um and then I had summer tires and those were Firestones. Um Firehawks, I think is what they were. And I think that's what's on. Baby, what's on Onyx right now? Are they Firehawks?
Yeah, same on tribute.
Yeah. So we have Firehawks on Onyx and also Tribute. And we didn't buy them when we were together. We just bought the same tires for this for both cars. So Tribute and Onyx both have Firehawks on them. And then I also had racing tires. So not a big Andy, you liked your Pirellis though, didn't you?
Yeah, they're still on. They're still on. Um, what do you call it? Shamrock.
Shamrock still has her Pirellis?
Yeah, but the second set.
I was gonna say not the originals. Please tell me they're not the originals. Okay, Andrew likes his Pirellis. I didn't like my Pirellis. I got rid of them as soon as I could, but he's on his second set. I think it's a preference. I kind of felt like the Pirellis were too soft. Um, I didn't like them. I lost track of the comments. Hang on, guys. I'm trying to read. Um, do, 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 do. Girls, what tires do you have on your cars, and why did you go with the ones that you went with? I like the Firehawks. They've done really well for me and Onyx. They do really well on long distance trips. They heat up well. Um, they do very well in all types of weather.
Quiet.
They're quiet, which I don't know why that makes a difference with what's going on underneath my hood, but um, they are quiet. It does help a little bit, and um, I liked them. They were priced well. I did have somebody help me out with he owned a tire shop and he did me really well. So that was his recommendation for what I was doing with the car.
They get great reviews.
And they for everything that I was doing, they did me very well. I did a lot of traveling, long distance, and I would occasionally take it on the track, but not any heavy tracking with it. And I could do that with those. So that's why we went with the Firehawks. And they looked good. So that's kind of why I did those. There's a lot of different tires out there that are good. Decide what you're going to be doing with the car. If you're daily driving it, if you're going to just take it on long trips, if you're just going to do a little hopping around in town, and figure out what you're going to do with the car and what kind of driving you're going to do on the tires, what time of year you're going to be driving, what kind of weather you're going to be in with them, and kind of make your decisions from there, and then just pick a tire that way. And there's a lot of people that you can go to and a lot of websites that you can key that information into that will help you make that decision as well. And if you want to one off with us, we can help you with that as well. It's not really just a this is a better tire than that. It really does kind of come down to what you're going to be doing with the tire and the car. Um, all of our cars are named Gypsy. Mine is the black and pink one is Onyx. The green 2010 is Shamrock, and they all have stories. Bagheera obviously is our 2024, and everybody knows that because Andy can't stop talking about it. Tribute is the 2016, the blue one. And her name obviously came from the fact that she's a tribute to Scott Settlemeyer. And and then we've had other ones in the past that they also had names. And um, I kind of have this weird Camaro whisperer thing that if your Camaro does not have a name, it will tell me its name. So if I'm around your car for 10, 15 minutes and you don't have a name for your Camaro will tell me its name. So if you want to know your Camaro's name and it's not named yet, just let me hang out with it for a few minutes and I'll tell you your Camaro's name. So, girls, if you have named your Camaro, what are your Camaro's names? Gypsy. 2024, Miss Jaws. Oh, yeah, Jan's Miss Jaws. Her shark skin. I'm in Ohio. Dance Monkey is in Ohio. Slick is my 2011. My 2024 is Miss Jaws. Jackie's is Pantera. Gypsy. Dance Monkey. I won't be racing. They'll be offset. No winner. Stored. Z28. We are a bunch of farmers down here. Gypsy. Gypsy, where do you live? Yeah, I heard negative things about them in another girls' Camaro group. Here's some nice wheels for mine. Not a fan of that. It just shows the car shows I've been to around. Slick and my tires haven't been changed yet. Gypsy, where do you live? That you're a bunch of farmers down there. Turn old Ellis. Turn old Alice Cooper song. She's cool. I love that. That's cool. Those are some cool names, girls. Those are some cool names. All right, ladies, does anybody have anything else? I don't want to keep everybody on here all night. I want to try to keep this to an hour, and we're at an hour and 15. Anything else, girls? So tires, the tires, email me on what you're doing with. I know I saw it kind of go past here really fast. Email me at the Camaro Cave and just kind of give me an idea of what you're going to be like. What car? Tell me your make and model of the car. Tell me what you're going to be doing with it. I saw that it's going to get stored in the winter. Give me all that information, and I will help you do a little bit of research with that and come up with a couple that you can look at. I will even see if my friend is still owns his. It's in Wichita, so it's not going to help you, but he's got great information. So if he's still available, I will ask him what he thinks is the best thing to put on it and pass that information on to you. And then you can kind of take it from there and see which one you think suits you the best. But I will at least give you a couple of them to narrow it down to, um, and kind of give me like a price range where you feel comfortable. And I'll let him know that so that he can give you the best bang for your buck, so that you're shooting off in the right direction for your budget. Because sometimes, sometimes it's not the most expensive tire that's the best tire. Sometimes there's a mid-range tire that can be better than the really expensive ones. And he's a cool cat. He'll if I can get a hold of him, he'll put us in the right direction. So give me all that kind of information, and we'll get you a couple of things that you can look at and choose from. So I've got tires. Make my notes. And a shirt. Okay, so Jan, the shirt, um, y- that's not gonna get that's not gonna get to us by the time we go on Saturday. So, we're talking about like a future visit. Jan, are you going to Camaro Fest? Question. Cumberland County. Um, Dance Monkey. What is that email gonna come from? Because it's not gonna come from Dance Monkey. That's the crazy thing about this is when people email me and I'm like, "Ooh, who is this?" Uh, want to go to Camaro Fest, but haven't reserved. Okay, so Camaro Fest, you don't necessarily have to be reserved into the host hotel. Um, I actually have only been at the host hotel twice. Once years and years and years ago, and then, or I guess maybe more than once because we were at the host hotel. And Andy, I've been at the host hotel. Every other time that I've gone, I've stayed somewhere else because it was a way cheaper to not stay in the host hotel. You just get to the parking lot early and then leave and go. But um, y- going into Camaro Fest, you can get into Camaro Fest. It's no big deal. You just get a wristband and it's like, I don't know, $20 or something like that. What everybody gets all nervous about is, oh my God, the host hotel is going to book up. It is a lot easier to stay in the host hotel if you want to party in the parking lot until 3 in the morning. But if that's not something that's a huge ordeal for you, there are so many hotels nearby, and then others that aren't really nearby that are closer to the track or whatever. The host hotel is not really close to the track. I usually tried to stay in a hotel that was closer to the track, just because I got to sleep in. So don't let that scare you just because the host hotel filled up, because I promise you, the host hotel and about 12 other hotels will fill up. Hands down. They will all sell out. Hotels all over that town are going to sell out, and towns that are surrounding it for this event, especially this year because it's the last year of Camaro. This is going to be a big year for that show. So, at any rate, the reason I asked that is because you could take the T-shirt with you to Camaro Fest and get him to sign it there because he'll be there. If not, you can get the shirts to us and we will take them to his house and get them signed, because I'm sure we'll see him a half dozen times before Camaro Fest. But you could actually get him to sign them yourself and get pictures. Good night, Gypsy. Dance Monkey. Monique. Probably be going alone. You may go alone, Jan, but you will not be there alone. Good night, Jackie. Transportation from host. Yeah, your Camaro. You just take your Camaro from whatever hotel you're staying at over to the host hotel, park, hang out with everybody. The host hotel has a huge parking lot, and everybody from everywhere comes and parks their car and hangs out and parties. And then the people that aren't staying at the host hotel just leave at the end of the night and go back to their hotels. And if for whatever reason you cannot drive your Camaro safely back to your hotel, please come find me and I will get you back to your hotel. I don't drink. Oh, you're flying. So if you're flying, yeah, stay in contact with us with because if you're flying, you're gonna wanna either you're gonna wanna be either really close to the track or just somewhere where you know somebody is staying so that you can get picked up and brought. But there'll be so many people all over the place that are going back and forth from all the hotels that that shouldn't be a problem. Oh, you want the Keep the Faith shirt signed? Okay. Yep, we'll talk about that. This is to stay near Camaro Fest. There are a lot. Yeah, there are. There like all the hotels all over the place. There's a whole group from Texas that goes down. Big whole group from Texas that goes down.
Houston Camaro Club.
There's actually a couple of groups that go down. The Houston group goes down. Um, there's a group from Dallas that goes down.
Mike Lee's from Texas.
Yeah, Mike Lee is who is one of the founders of Camaro Fest, and he's from Houston. You wouldn't have to drive alone, Jan. Just tag in. I went one year, and that was my thought process. I got on back then. It was Camaro 5. I got onto Camaro 5, and I was just like, "Hey, my name's Tonja. Onyx and I are going to Camaro Fest. I'm leaving from Wichita, Kansas, and I don't want to go alone. Who's going?" And I ended up tagging on to a small group at first that took me through a couple of states, and then I ended up tagging into a huge group the rest of the way. I was alone for an hour and a half. The rest of the time, I was with 30 plus Camaros. You won't be alone. I would look into, and if you don't know anybody, I'm from that neck of the woods. So if the Oklahoma group is going, or the Kansas group is going, or the Texas group is going, if any of those groups are going, I can put you in contact with 3 dozen people that would be with any of those groups that you could coordinate with and travel with them. You will not be alone, my child, not even for a second. Long enough to get to the IHOP that they leave from. That's probably the longest you'll be alone. So if it's something that you want to do, and that's the only thing keeping you from doing it, um, that's not a problem. You can. There will be several groups, probably in any area that you're coming from. We can find somebody for you to travel with if you want to go. If you just want to fly, the girl, knock yourself out. If flying is the way you want to do it, then do it. You do what is comfortable and right for you. Once you get there, you got all of us there. We'll take care of you. Andy, are we taking 2 cars to Camaro Fest?
Yes.
Yeah, see, I'll have a passenger seat. Which 2 cars are we taking?
6 Gen.
We're taking both the 6 gens. So we got room. We'll come get you. If you're in the host hotel, then you just got to be in the lobby. If you're not, we'll pick you up on the way. Just figure out where you're going to stay and we'll come get you. And you can sit in the judge's tent with us. Right, girls, anything else? Any other questions? And you guys know how to get me. Just send your emails to the Camaro Cave, thecamaroCave@gmail.com. Really, Andy? So, And I'm okay sharing my information with the small group that we have here as long as it stays small like this. A lot of these girls are, Linda, Jan, Gypsy. Some of you girls have been with us since we started the cave. Um, Girls, if you catch me on email, um, some of you already have my personal information, and that's fine. You text me, call me, whatever. If you don't have it, then just email me at the cave, and I'll get you my personal information. Um, we don't typically like to put that information out, just for safety purposes, which is why we don't throw it out on the Wednesday lives. I don't need crazy 3 dozen men knowing my phone number. So, but y'all girls, it's okay. um, I'll share that information with you guys, but not on here because this can be reviewed. So anybody who has any questions and needs to get us offline, just mind the time differences so that you're not calling me at 2 in the morning. I won't answer. Are we all good? Everybody good? There are a lot of crazy people out there. 100%. I went offline for almost 2 years because of that. Exactly, Jan. That's what I was just saying. I went offline, no Facebook, no nothing. Drove Andy crazy. But I went offline for 2 years. Was it 2 years, babe?
Something like that.
Okie dokie. Girls, it was good. Please come up with any of your ideas, questions, things you want to share, anything that's a visual that you want to be shown. Please send it to me in an email and I will figure out how to share it. I'm still really new at this. Andy will teach me between now and the next girl cave.
People want to know when the next girl cave is.
And
People are asking next Thursday.
we will do, I think we decided Girl Cave was going to be at this point monthly. If you guys feel like you want to do it weekly, then we can move it weekly if that's how you guys want to do it. But when we originally started Girl Cave, decided we were going to do Girl Cave, we decided we were going to do it once a month. If you guys want to email me and let me know how you want to do that. If you want to do it weekly, we can do it every Thursday after the Wednesday. If you want to do it monthly, then we'll do it. What is this? The third Thursday? Is this the third Thursday? Oh, I have a calendar in front of me. I don't know why I'm asking Andy stuff like that. He has no damn clue. What is second? It would be the second Thursday of every month. Second and fourth. We could do that. Second and fourth Thursday.
Yeah, you do twice a month.
So every other Thursday. You want to just do that every other Thursday? If we do this second and fourth stuff, y'all ladies, I will screw that up so bad. I'm not even going to lie. But if we do it every other Thursday, I might be able to keep track of that. You guys want to do every other Thursday? Yes. Okay. We'll do it every other Thursday. I'll put it in my calendar. Yeah, I don't do numbers, ladies. I do colors, shapes, those kind of things. I do not do numbers. Yep, I sure will mess up the 5th week, 100%. Alrighty, girls. So we will girly up this mess again in 2 weeks, and I will see all of y'all on next Wednesday. Oh, no, I will see y'all on Saturday for Scott's
Smoke that.
birthday bash. So in a couple more days, I will see you guys with Andy and all the boys at Scott's birthday bash, and I will watch for that card. We'll go downstairs and check the mailbox again, and then we'll check it again tomorrow. And just for shits and giggles, we'll check it on Saturday morning before we leave, just in case. All right. Peace out, ladies. Stay cool and stay Camaro. Red.